Testing. Oh my God. Doing too much, honey. Give me a second. Oh my God. Hold on for a sec. I'm sorry. I had the audio plugged in the wrong thing. Can you hear me now? Honey, this is Wacky Wednesday. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. I'm sorry. Okay. I had the audio plug into the Zoom. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. Hi, Agent. Hey, Raymond. Okay, so Jupiter, can you send why you ain't email me the link, Jupiter? Well, I didn't check my emails. What do you mean Charlie Kirk got smoked? By who? Jeez. I knocked the water off. Okay, so the funny thing is, right when I was starting the show, I knocked the glass on my keyboard and water spilled all over my desk. As soon as I started the show and I say my testing, And then, you know, I had to wipe. That's why I went off the screen. I had to wipe. Come back on. You guys can't hear me. So I must have pressed a button and had the audio going somewhere else. Oh my God. You were on a good. Yes, honey. I thought you guys could hear me. I was talking about how I spilled the water on my keyboard just now. Yada, yada, yada. Happy Wednesday, guys. So listen, we have to talk about Ben Shapiro and his stupid comments. Well, I'm not going to say stupid, but they were ignorant comments about reparations. So we got to talk about that. And yes, I'm going to have P-Ray come up, talk about the latest in Chicago. And I also want to highlight Officer Tatum. He was on Stephen A. Smith's show this week, and he had some very much interesting things to say about Black America and Trump and Chicago, right? So that's going to be later. Tumblers with, yes, agent, yes. I like my glass, but yes, tumbler with the lid. I just like to drink from a glass. It just tastes better to me. I don't know. So yeah, so let's get right into it because I done wasted a good 8 minutes trying to figure out the audio and wiping up this water. Jupiter, can you email me the link of Charlie Kirk getting that work done? Can you email me the link? And I will pull it out while I'm doing this and play it. So first, though, I would like to start off with, and I got my ether cord today, but I realized with I got to get the plug-in to plug I got to get a plug for my computer to plug the ether cord into my computer and then the router. So yeah, I'm on my techie. It's going to take a minute, but I'm on my techie. But before we get into the Ben Shapiro, I just wanted to highlight this because you know I do talk about Africans versus African Americans or what have you. So this is a clip of a bunch of Philadelphia teens taking a school trip to Ghana, which is cool, right? I think high school, don't just wait till you go to college, but even in high school, they should allow kids to travel abroad, right? And that could be some points for credits, school credits. So with this here, this is a clip of some Philadelphia teens in Ghana on the beach. But the parents were outraged when they found out that their kids were cleaning up the beach.
This video right here,
Why is no audio coming out of this?
has sparked outrage online.
I can't hear audio. Oh, it's this. It's not.
Sparked outrage online.
Okay, how is that you guys can hear it and I can't?
This video right here sparked outrage online. The video that you just saw is of teenagers from Philly who traveled to Ghana to sort of get back to their roots, to experience Africa on a whole different level, right? Now, when this video hit the internet, not everyone was happy about it. Not everyone was happy to see this group of boys out there in Ghana. And what made it worse for the people who are criticizing is that they saw them cleaning the beach. Both sides were sort of bringing this question of like, why are they there? Why are they cleaning the beaches? Shouldn't that be the government's job? And then the other side is just like, oh yeah, now they know that we also have beaches in Africa and whatnot. So there's that whole back and forth between the two parties, and it just didn't make sense, right? This video right here sparked outrage online. The video that you just saw is of teenagers from Philly who traveled to Ghana to sort of get back to their roots, to experience Africa on a whole different level, right? Now, when this video hit the internet, not everyone was happy about it. Not everyone was happy to see this group of boys out there in Ghana. And what made it worse for the people who are criticizing is that they saw them cleaning the beach. Both sides were sort of bringing this question of like, why are they there? Why are they cleaning the beaches? Shouldn't that be the government's job? And then the other side is just like, now they know that we also have beaches in Africa and whatnot. So there's that whole back and forth between the two parties.
Okay, so okay, you guys can hear. Here's the thing. I don't send my children's overseas on a trip to clean. Even, no. Why are you going to another country to clean? That's not your job. That's their job. So I will have a problem paying that money, sending this is supposed to be a educational trip, not to clean the beach. Ghana is not a third world country. So if they got dirty beaches, that's that province or that city problem, that city beach problem. That's their problem. Y'all got dirty beaches. Y'all should be cleaning it. And then to say, oh, yeah, you think we ain't have beaches. First of all, we know you got beach because your country is on the western part of Africa where this Atlantic Sea is. So, yes, you have beaches, but your shit dirty. But I didn't come in to clean it, nor did I send my child there to come clean up your mess. So, yes, I will have a problem with that. You don't go to another country to clean their mess up because they come here and they don't clean nothing up. I'm just saying, I just wanted to highlight that. And then it looks like charity. You know what I'm saying? Again, Ghana is not a third world country. So they don't need charity. This is not no humanitarian trip. No, it should be educational, cultural. I ain't coming to clean your country up. I'm just saying, I would have a problem with that. All right. We have beaches over here in Africa, like duh. If your country's on West Africa on the coast, yes. Anyway, let's get into Ben Shapiro, honey, because he went on the Breakfast Club to promote his book, something scrape gravel guard. Who cares what the name of it is? At first, listen. I don't have a problem, and I think that it's good that people from different backgrounds, political backgrounds, different cultures, religions, come on platforms, urban platforms to talk, right? So, they already had Candace Owens. She's somewhat of a regular on the Breakfast Club. I believe Officer Tatum came up there, Tariq Nasheed, now Ben Shapiro. I think Charlie Kirk even came up there. They have not invited Yvette Carnell. Why not? Especially when you want to talk about reparations and restitution for Black Americans. But you have Ben Shapiro coming on the Breakfast Club to talk about Black Americans, Black issues and reparations and so forth. Yes, they talked about Trump and they talk about the administration, but every time when it comes to Black people, they think that they have the answers and the solution. So I'm going to play the clip. It's audio because I heard, honey, they don't play that. So this is audio. I'm going to have you guys listen to the audio, and then I'm going to give you the 10 pros and cons of Ben Shapiro's stance on reparations.
Democracy where the best people at any job get ahead. Now, if you're talking about reparations for immediate past wrongs, I think it's a much easier conversation. So I think that if you're in 1968, 1970, and you're talking about what can we do to rectify the problems of Jim Crow and make it right for the people who suffered under Jim Crow, I think that's a really live and interesting conversation, and I think that it's totally worth having. I think that on a sort of public policy level, reparative policies don't tend to be nearly as effective as people want them to be, historically speaking.
They work for Jewish people.
In what way?
Jewish people that receive reparations.
You mean Holocaust reparations, for example, from Germany? So I think that first of all, that there was like a gigantic fight actually in Israel over whether Holocaust survivors should accept reparations from Germany, because the idea was that it's allowing them to expiate their sins of the past, and they shouldn't be allowed to expiate those sins, and it's allowing them to sort of buy off the history for 50 grand or whatever it is. But that is not the reason why Israel has become successful economically. Like, just on a success level, the reality is that cutting people checks rarely makes them more successful from the government. What usually makes people more successful is a determined attempt to become the things that the meritocracy demands of you. Right? So there were no long scale.
I think the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel has helped financially.
Well, I mean, the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel actually is a bargain for the United States, because Israel doesn't need the money. I've said this before.
Well,
Israel,
give it to us.
I mean,
we'll take it.
That's fine.
The black community would gladly take it.
That's in it. I
can't speak for everybody.
It's like $3 billion a year. We should point out at this point that we spend, I think, $6 billion a year on our military bases in Japan, $5 billion a year on our military bases in Germany. We spend an awful lot of money that helps an awful lot of other countries. Israel has to spend all of that money, by the way, in the United States on military product. So all of the money that we send to it, we actually don't send money to Israel. We send military product to Israel that is made in the United States. And so it actually is a subsidy to the American defense industry. And there is a deal with Israel where Israel does intelligence sharing and also develops its own tech and can't disseminate it to the world. So, for example, the helmets that our F-35 pilots use, those are Israeli-developed helmets, like that we can see over the horizon, for example. That's because Israel developed technological add-ons. So the idea that this is sort of like a zero-sum, the money goes out, we get nothing back, that's actually not true. You can make the argument that foreign aid entirely should be zeroed out. I think that is not a particularly useful argument, just because sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Like, I'm by the way, in favor of assistance to Ukraine to prevent Russia from taking over Ukraine. This represents a vanishing portion of our national budget, right? If you're going to talk about like where the actual massive spending is going.
Okay, that was the end of that, right? So let me give my 2 cents. So here goes some pros and cons. I'm going to start with the pros. Acknowledges historical wrongs. That's easy. Anybody could do that. He admits that systemic discrimination against Black Americans was real and harmful. And this is in the contents of talking about restitution and reparations. So that's easy. Okay, you acknowledge it. Distinguishing timing matters, makes a reasonable point that reparations, particularly during Jim Crow, immediate Jim Crow victims will be more justified than people of today. And I get what you're saying, to where people who actually experienced Jim Crow, they're the ones who should get automatic access to any type of restitution. That would not fall under reparations. You cannot give reparations to someone who were enslaved because they're all dead. But this is why it's about lineage, because you're talking about the descendants. So again, putting your nose in other people's business, that's not your business. You say that, yes, it's reasonable to give reparations or restitutions directly to the people who were affected by Jim Crow. Now, he also provides historical context, referencing the Holocaust reparations, and debates within Israel about accepting them from Germany. That's a lie. And this is the third pro that I'm running here. I never came across a Jewish person who said they did not want reparations from Germany. We all seen, as of a year ago, the last Nazi survivor was wheeled into court. So they were suing Germany, suing the people who were in the army and, in control of the gas chambers or whatever. They were still suing Germany. They sued France. They sued the railroad companies. Now, America, we gave them the reparations under Obama, billions of dollars, to add on to it, even though we weren't responsible. But that's a lie that they didn't really want to accept it. Somebody had to twist their arm. Really. And then he admits the complexity. Doesn't dismiss the topic outright, but engages with the nuanced aspects of reparative justice. So you understand whenever there's a I don't know, the audio is acting funky today. All right, you guys can still hear me? Thank you, Sayla. All right, let me know if you can still hear me though. I thought the audio went out. So I was on number 4. Amidst complicity. Doesn't dismiss the topic outright, but engages with nuanced aspects of reparative justice, right? So basically you're saying, yes, if harm is done to a specific group, there should be some type of reparative justice. Focuses on effectiveness, raises legitimate questions about whether government checks actually improve long-term outcomes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, how you spend it can be set up in such way to where it can have a positive long-term effect, but government checks do help. The Japanese got it. The Jewish people got it. Indians got it. Yes. Even refugees got it. And illegals got checks. So let's not play that game. Encourage specificity, pushes for clear definitions and evidence-based approaches rather than vague promises. Yes, that's pro. Acknowledges privilege, recognizes his own advantages, and doesn't claim everyone has equal opportunities. I appreciate that. Engages respectfully, maintains a civil dialogue even when disagreeing strongly with the host. That's what I do appreciate about Ben Shapiro. When he comes on somebody's platform, he is respectful. You may not agree, but we can agree to disagree in a respectful, professional way, and which is very important. So I agree with that. And he offers alternative solutions, suggests community-based, church-led, and local approaches to addressing inequality. Thank you, Ben. Even though Black people weren't seeking your advice, but thank you. Yes, the church needs to be involved because they're sucking a lot of money from the community and they're not giving back. But it has to start locally. Yvette Carnell always said that. It has to start in your city, your county, your state first. Now, you could also petition for the federal government at the same time, but you're going to see the real results starting locally. And then the last pro here is shows intellectual honesty, admits when policies he supports, like some of Trump policies, might not be effective, right? So admitting that some of the things that I have supported in the past may not have worked or doesn't work. And that's one of the most important things that you could do in a debate or a dialogue is take accountability for your shortcomings or for your missteps. So there were some pros in that conversation, and it was a 1-hour interview. But that segment, that 3-minute segment of him talking about reparations, right, which is a sensitive hot button for Black Americans, as it should be, he was very respectful, as opposed to other people that outright just dismiss it. Now, here go the cons, 10 cons. Dismisses ongoing systemic effects, downplays how historical discrimination continues to impact communities today. When you downplay discrimination today as if it's non-existent, it's as if you are disrespecting a particular group. And I have to do a compare and contrast, right? I have to do a compare with other groups of people. Recently, if you guys remember, during COVID, what was passed? The Asian Pacific Islanders Indian COVID Act, right? For Asians, hate crime. That was passed through Congress during COVID for a specific group. Just because it said COVID, when you read that bill that was passed, the COVID hate crime bill, it was nothing but all Asian groups in that bill. So we are not the only group that sit up here and say we're being discriminated against. We are. It's just not seen. It's not on social media. It's not on television. It's very subtle. A lot of times we don't even realize it's going on because you know what it is? It's public policies, lack of public policies, or public policies being passed that harms that Black community. When we still have food deserts, still have horrible school conditions, still have horrible housing, roads, still lack of not enough home ownership, because if you own your home where you live at, you do have a lot more say as to what, policies are passed. In your tax dollars, you have more tax dollars, community tax dollars going into the community schools in the community. So other groups, they raise their hand and say we're being discriminated against today in 2025. So why is it when Black America say we're still being discriminated, why is that a problem? Because you don't see us getting beaten over the head with a club by a police officer, or you don't see crosses burning on the lawns? No, those days are long gone. But it's the effects of public policies where Black communities are still being discriminated against. Another con, false equivalencies, compares the Holocaust reparations paid by perpetrators to American reparations paid by society, right? That's always the biggest argument, to where he's saying, well, the railroad company and the people who directly did harm to us paid reparations. That's not true, because the country of Germany paid them reparations, and private sectors as well. It was a combination of both. And that would be the same for American reparations. It would be the private sectors here when we talk about these banks, when we talk about the railroad companies here. And it will also be the American government, which will be society. People want to say tax dollars, and that kind of already, been debunked. So it's not society, it's our American government, whether it's state and federal. So it's the same. Another con, oversimplified solutions, reduces complex systemic issues to individual choices like go to church, get married. So basically, when people use that, get married and have kids, don't have kids out of wedlock, go to church, be Christian, because that will help you be a better person. That has nothing to do with systemic discrimination. Because in the height of Jim Crow, there were a whole lot of Black marriages, a whole lot of two-parent households. Probably 95% of Black people were going to church, but they were still being discriminated against. They were still being treated badly by individuals and the government. Another con, ignores structural barriers. Doesn't adequately address how systems still limit opportunities for many. The system in America is capitalism. And if you don't have money, your opportunities will be limited. No matter what color, what religion, what nationality, that's just a fact. If your money is limited, so are your opportunities. And when you look at the data of income, generational wealth, Black Americans have always been at the bottom for decades and centuries here in America. Another con, cherry picks data. He uses selective examples while ignoring broader statistical evidence of persistent inequality. You cannot use data that's generalizing everybody. You have to be very specific. This is why we say reparations is not about race, it's about lineage. And if you're not using lineage data, then any type of examples or correlation that you're trying to make is wrong. Deflects responsibility, shifts focus from societal obligations to individual accountability, minimizes generational wealth gaps, doesn't fully grasp how wealth accumulation works across generations, uses privilege blindness. His ability to move states shows lack of understanding of other constraints. Use stats. I wrote that wrong. Employs straw man arguments, mischaracterizes pro reparations positions to make them easier to dismiss, avoids concrete commitments, offers no specific policy solutions while criticizing existing proposals. So, in conclusion, Ben Shapiro, reparations don't work. Charlamagne basically was saying they worked for Jewish people and you're still receiving reparations and you're not complaining. So why can't it work for Black Americans? And Shapiro's stance is that's totally different. But it's not, because Israel is dependent on American dollars. Israel is technically a welfare state. They have gotten $500 billion from America, 30 billion since October 7th, 2 years ago, and still counting. So Israel begs for our money and we still give it to them. So why is that different for Black Americans wanting reparations? All right, Jupiter, you said something about Charlie Kirk, and I never received anything. What is this? Pray for. Oh, he understood. Wait, so what happened? He was shot. Oh my God. This is crazy. Oh, okay. So that's what everybody's talking about. I'm going on and on about this. Let me change this. Wait a minute. All right. I'm thinking he says like somebody got at him or something. All right. And let me go to here. It has to be breaking news somewhere with a video. Yeah. All right, let me share this. Sorry, guys.
Again, if you haven't seen it, there's two videos I have seen of the shooting. I have reposted both of them on my X account. I cannot show them here. My X account is linked, it's pinned in the chat. Again, I cannot show the videos here. They're too graphic, but I have reposted them on my X account. Be warned, they're graphic. One of them, in case you haven't seen it and you don't want to watch it, which I certainly would understand, the graphic one, the more graphic one, is absolutely, but they're both horrific. But the close-up one shows him basically sitting in front of this large crowd in under like a tent, speaking, and all of a sudden he's shot. It appears that he's shot in the neck, and he goes limp all of a sudden, and all this blood comes out. Again, suddenly gets shot, all this blood just gushes out from his neck, and he goes limp. It is really horrific, absolutely horrific. And this, look, it's certain, we don't know exactly, it certainly looks like a case of politically motivated violence, horrific. We don't know that for sure. So I would just ask everybody, don't jump to conclusions.
And let me go here. They're not showing it.
Following Robert, and he is on the radar of a lot of people in politics.
He is, and we saw in recent minutes the California governor, a Democrat, Gavin Newsom, widely considered a major possible candidate for the presidency in 2028, writing on social media that he extends his prayers and his thoughts to the family, and that he called this disgusting, vile, and reprehensible to happen in the United States of America. He said we must reject political violence in every form. That's from California Governor Gavin Newsom. What's notable here is that Governor Newsom is someone who Charlie Kirk has engaged with in a podcast conversation. And Kirk is on the front lines of not only having these rallies like he did today in Utah, but he is someone who is going toe-to-toe with people of different views, like Governor Newsom, in a podcast setting. And if you watch Kirk, he can be a fiery presence on stage, but often in the podcast or the more conversational format, he's quite muted and almost low-key, trying to banter back and forth to make his points, calmly really going into his own argument. And so you see in that statement from Newsom, not just a statement from a Democratic politician decrying violence, but he has engaged and interacted with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk has these relationships, as we've talked about on the right. He has the relationships with his friends. He has his wife, Erica, a son and a daughter. He's a father, an activist. He's a Republican and a conservative. He's also someone who Democrats have talked to in different settings in recent years. And it shows a respect for Kirk from the left. Newsom doesn't just give his time to anyone. He is a very powerful, influential figure in the Democratic Party. He took time to talk to Kirk because he knew that Kirk, I'm told, had influence on the right, had influence in the country. And that, more than a lot, really speaks to Kirk's power in this country. He's a politically powerful person, not only because President Donald Trump has put his hand on Kirk's shoulder and said, this is one of my guys, this is one of my key allies, but Democrats have recognized Kirk as someone who's rising and someone who has to be engaged with if they, too, want to be major figures.
Bob, we're talking about a guy who is 31 years old, and it was in 2012, so 13 years ago, that he founded Turning Point USA. his political organization that has grown by leaps and bounds. And we're getting from their chief marketing officer this statement. He was shot in the neck. He's at the hospital, and it doesn't look good. That's the update we're getting right now on Charlie Kirk's condition, that it does not look good.
I'm not playing that video because it is on X, but I'm not playing the actual video.
Now this.
Yeah, this is a really distressing development, obviously, for his followers and really for anyone who's concerned about how political discourse is being carried out in this country now. And as Sam said earlier, political violence has always been part of our history, but that doesn't make it acceptable in any way. And, you know, again, if you're somebody who's learning about this and is not familiar with Charlie Kirk's work, again, an incredibly young guy, someone is, and I appreciate Bob bringing this up, that has shown great personal joy and excitement in being engaged in the process. That's what we should hope all young people are doing as they engage in the American political process and system, right? Is to have joy and hope and aspirations, whether you agree or disagree with them at all. But much like labor leaders in this country, religious figures, civil rights leaders through the decades, this is someone who's been able to galvanize people on behalf of certain political figures or certain parties and to get them to turn out. And that's what makes him so influential. And what has made him so intriguing is that he's done it at such a young age and in the digital space, when those of us in the media and in elected politics are trying to sort out, how do we reach people? How do we get them to turn out for our events? How do we get them to donate? How do we get them to vote? Kirk has done that, and he's done it across radio, he's done it across television appearances, through podcasting, and through personally engaging leaders in the Republican Party who he's come to meet and who he's come to influence. And again, for those that have joined us later in this coverage, to reiterate the influence that Kirk has had over the Trump movement, but particularly the second Trump administration. We know this was somebody who met frequently with the president-elect last year after the election to go through potential cabinet selections and say, yes, that person, not that person. Send that person to a different department. Put this person up for that job. Someone who rallied skeptical Republicans to the side of, for example, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and encouraged or put pressure on them to support him earlier this year when there were questions about his qualifications. Someone with incredible influence at the White House, someone who's visited the White House hundreds of times, and who today is very much in the thoughts of those that work in the West Wing.
And so strikingly young, Ed, 31 years old. He's been at this for at least 13 years, founding Turning Point USA back in 2012. Again, from his marketing people, this statement. He was shot in the neck. He's at the hospital. It does not look good at this point. So we will continue to monitor his condition as best we can as we move forward here. We want to bring you the words of another eyewitness on the phone right now, Taylor Dufour. He was at the event with his wife. Taylor, what did you see? What did you hear? And where are you now?
I'm in our vehicle. We're still in the parking lot. We can't get out now. We were about 30 feet to the side of him, actually almost directly in line of the shot, is what it looks like from looking at videos. Everything was great. The conversation was not heated or anything. And then, yeah, next thing you know, we heard one shot fired, and everybody just dropped down and kind of started to go into panic mode. So my first thought was get my wife to the ground and lay on top of her and help those around us if they needed.
I can imagine just pandemonium, panic, and so forth. Did you see what happened to Charlie as he got shot and went down?
I actually didn't see it actually happen, but I did look over as he was still in his chair falling. I could see a lot of blood coming out of his neck.
EMS rushing to the scene?
Yeah. I mean, the police, everybody, that works in that industry, they were great. They got right to work, and we appreciate all those.
What was going through your mind? You said 1 second they were debating politics in a civilized way, and then this. What were you thinking as this was happening?
We actually, me and my wife have talked about that. It's such a great group of people that come together to listen to him, the joy and the happiness he brings to people, and the things that he talks about. And on the way there, we were talking about how cool it is that he doesn't have to live in the fear of having bulletproof glass around him and everything, because the people are so great that surround those events.
And how you feeling right now? What's your main thought?
I'm actually upset. I'm sad that anybody could hate someone this bad, and that's such a great, people coming together regardless of political views. It's we're all coming together to build America up, make America a better place, and then we have this, like how somebody could hate somebody so bad. It sucks.
Yeah, I'll let that be the last
There were so
word.
many women and children here in the crowd that were just devastated and running scared, and we were just, and you can't help everyone. It's scary.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. Mr. Dufour, thank you for your observations, your insight, and talking with us. We really appreciate that. Once again, the conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has been shot during an event at Utah Valley University. 31 years old, the CEO and co-founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA. In a statement, the university said a single shot was fired on campus toward Kirk and a suspect is in custody. Turning Point's chief marketing officer is telling CBS News that Kirk was shot in the neck and is at the hospital. She also said it does not look good. His condition at this point has not been made public, but that's all we know at this moment. CBS News has confirmed there have been threats against Kirk, who had his own security detail. Today's shooting comes amid a spike in political violence across the country. Motive for the shooting today still not known. If and when we get further updates on Charlie Kirk's condition, we will bring that to you. Our coverage will continue on CBS News 24/7.
So, if you guys want to call in, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, I'm rambling about the Ben Shapiro. Like, oh my God, this is a tragedy. I'm sorry. So it's a lot going on. What do you think? It's a lot going on right now in this country.
Charlie Kirk shot. This was during an event at Utah Valley University. As we just heard there, Turning Point USA, the organization that Kirk co-founded and leads as executive director, now telling CBS News that Kirk was shot in the neck and that he's at the hospital. In their words, it does not look good. A suspect, we understand, is also now in custody. Kirk, of course, one of the most prominent pro-Trump activists and conservative media personalities in the United States, also a big leader of the youth conservative movement. The FBI now on site there at Utah Valley University. The campus has also been closed as the investigation continues. Just to give you a little bit of geographic context here, that university is located in Orem, Utah, close to Provo and Salt Lake City. And Kirk was there to kick off his American Comeback tour, visiting various campuses and talking to students, galvanizing many of these youth conservatives as well as others. A spokesperson for the university has told CBS News it is aware of this shooting and that police are investigating. We understand that FBI is also on site now. And a single shot was fired on campus toward a visiting speaker. That was the original first initial statement there from the university. We have a team of people here at CBS News covering all of this, including Chanel Call and also CBS News senior producer for crime and public safety, Anna Schechter. Anna, I know you've been following this very closely. What are your initial thoughts as you saw some of that footage come in of what happened?
Sure. Well, he was in a very...
With Thrivent, your financial plan is bigger than just you.
So if you guys want to call in, could do so. I'm just going to... Oh, I do see a phone call. Give me 1 second. David.
What's going on, David?
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good. Oh my God, this is such a tragedy.
Yeah, I think it's very unfortunate what happened to him as an individual. I think it's really, really unfortunate for his family because I know he has a wife and children that really don't have anything to do with what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But you have an individual who kind of built, when I would say that he leveraged the free speech laws, First Amendment of the United States, similar to like a pornographer, to just kind of say a lot of things that were very inflammatory, very disrespectful. And that's kind of how he built his brand. Right? And so that pretty much was his brand. I know who financed Turning Point USA. I know the whole deal. So this is how he built his brand. Unfortunately, because we live in a world where things have to be on the extreme to get people's attention, it attracts extremists.
Right.
So this is the result of the behavior. This was not a guy who just went to work, worked a 9 to 5, and came home and, went to church and was local to his church. This is a guy who lived on the extremes. He created a lot of extremist content. People going to disagree with it, but the majority of what he said, it cannot be factually substantiated. So there's no difference between him and Luke Skywalker back in the 80s. They're just essentially saying, hey, the First Amendment says I can say this, so I'm going to say it.
Right.
And then it's designed to provoke people and get a response. The problem is you don't never know what the response is going to actually be. So if the way you make money in media is I try to become very inflammatory to get a response out of people, well, you don't know the extent of the response. This program where I'm a 30-something-year-old man, but I go back to college and I antagonize college students, like that was their business model. So unfortunately, it resulted in his death. But that whole little group, and just the guy you were talking about earlier in this show, this is how they built their brand, right? They built their brand engaging in these kind of activities. It works until it doesn't work, but it attracts extremists to the situation. And so you just have to understand as an individual, but especially as a family man, what are you building and what are you going to reap? Like what kind of seeds are you planting behind the activities that you're involved in? Because life is real. This is not a joke. And I've seen the video. It is not nice. So you really got to understand, like, what, as an individual person, what are you doing? And, people say he was not extreme. Again, I know you know me and you know kind of what I deal with. We deal with facts. We don't deal with, like, somebody like it, they don't like it. And a lot of what he said, it can never be factually substantiated. Saying that when you get on an airplane and the person is black, you're worried about the fact that they're not qualified. Like, this is ridiculous. Right. But this is the situation which he operated in. So having such extreme positions on stuff, it attracts extremists. So let's see, as they do an investigation, they're going to claim it's a false flag. They're going to claim that this guy was put up by somebody. But the world has shown us, if you have very extreme positions on stuff, you attract extreme people. He wasn't at Utah Valley University because he was trying to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's not why he was there. So people need to really just be real about that. He was not at that university because he was trying to feed 500 people. He was there to antagonize people. Right. That's why he was there. That's how he makes his money. So, unfortunately, his wife and children got to get dragged through what he went through. But I think it takes stuff like this for people to realize that life is not a game. And just because you can say it on social media, it don't mean that it's not a real world out here with real world repercussions. I don't want to hold your show too long. Keep doing what you're doing. Talk to you later.
I appreciate you calling in as always. Thank you, Dave. And I agree with everything you said. All right. 312. 312. I don't know what happened to P-Ray.
You saying 313?
I'm sorry, 313. What is wrong with me today? Yes, 313. I'm sorry.
Stop smoking. Anyway,
I don't.
Us old heads who's been around for some time, what we've seen is a repeat of the 60s with these type of murders going on for prominent people. Where it ends, I do not know, but it appears that folks are separated into their own little camps, and they have hatred for the other side. And hopefully this can be put under control before it gets too out of hand. Well, it's out of hand now. We already had a president been shot at twice, and we got another prominent conservative. Mm-hmm. If the other side decides to take revenge, it might get very bloody in this country. So we only pray that this somebody can bring this to an end. That's all I got. But
bloody for who? Like, who are they going to come after? Because you get what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this. If these white folks split up into two different camps, they're going to tear the country up. We just go along their ride. We're going to suffer it. Keep in mind, they are the super majority of this country. So if they want to go the North and South or conservative against the liberal, it can get very nasty. If you just go to YouTube and Google Civil War, you will see a whole lot of videos about what that's going to look like in this country. They've been talking about this for the last 2 years. So if it get extreme, it can go that direction. And that's what I'm saying. Hopefully this can be placed under control before it gets, I don't know how bad it can get, but it needs to be clamped down before it gets real bad.
And you think that's where we're headed, basically?
Yeah,
we're headed
I think
towards
we are.
a civil war.
These conservatives and Republicans hate each other, as we can see with this president.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you now, had Trump got killed, we would have had a civil war. What that looked like, I don't know. It might look like it wouldn't look like what we had in the past. But if you know any history regarding what happened in the 70s in Britain when they had the Civil War in Ireland, it was bombings and blowing up each other in Ireland. That's what it probably would have looked like here in the U.S. on a massive scale, though.
Mm-hmm.
On a massive scale. Matter of fact, the Proud Boys has a book. Somebody they interview what they would do in the event of civil war. They got a plan. They put it on paper. If Trump had lost, they already had plans to poison the water in major cities. They got the stuff what they call for a dirty bomb. They was gonna put it in the waters in like Chicago and some other major in New York. Mm-hmm. They already told us what they're gonna do. So it's real serious out there in this country.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point, but hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But I don't know. It's and I don't. And then honestly, and not even in the back of my head, I think that a lot of times they do plant people in positions to do stuff just to cause something. Like people create chaos by harming a prominent person to push whatever agenda they're trying to push.
Yeah, I mean, there's always this country is filled with mentally unstable people, as we've seen. I mean, look at these folks who try to shoot Trump.
Well, I'm not even talking about mentally unstable. I'm actually talking about people in powerful positions. They pay for chaos to start, like create propaganda. So you get what I'm saying?
But you can manipulate the mentally unstable to do stuff like this. That's what I'm saying. They can sow a seed, and somebody can take it and say, "No, I'm going to take it to a different step because this person said that, and I agree with them, and I'm going to take it to the ultimate revenge. I'm going to act out against another person." So for weak-minded people, it's easy to manipulate them even from a distance. And that's what I'm thinking what happened with those two guys who tried to assassinate Trump. They were manipulated by some information they picked up from somebody or somewhere, and they acted upon it. I'm thinking the same thing's going to happen with this, whoever they got the shooter for, I understand it. Mm-hmm. And he's going to probably be the same thing. He got manipulated by some information that got into his head. He acted out on it. So that's how they get folks to do what they want them to do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
No problem.
I just want to say something real quick. I just wanted to jump on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
You sound awful. I'm just gonna be like this. First off, condolences, but from a person who knows about bullets and bullet wounds and bullet ballistics, it sounded like a 300 blackout, around a step above a 5.56. So I don't know, but that exit wound, it is not good. I'm just be real with you. C2 and C3 in your neck bone, in your neck. Once that gets shattered, it's just you're done. And to follow up on this one, I'd be like, look, I don't care if you don't like the person, whether you white, black, purple, and all that stuff. No one deserves to get deleted. Period. That's just period. I don't care if you liberal, conservative, up, down. No one get. Firearms are used to defend, not for offense. But right now, it's a very precarious situation, and I'm just being honest with you. Charlie Kirk may not pull through this one. That's a 90% fatality. And just a caveat, and I'm gonna land my plane. What the guy said, the previous caller, the CW word. I got to choose my words carefully. A lot of people are not mentally fit, well, mentally and physically fit for something like that to happen. Y'all don't even have a plan of actions. And I'm to be honest with you, other folks train the white folks or certain other folks. Y'all don't have that type of y'all not built for something like that. And I'm to be honest with you, if there was ever a CW, I'm telling you like this, black folks, y'all either better sit aside or pick the side you better pick the right side because it ain't gonna be pretty if it did happen. So I'm just gonna land my plane with that. I don't think he's gonna pull through. I'm just be real.
Thank
I
you.
mean, maybe if he does, maybe it probably have a lot of
No,
expensive.
it's 20 minutes from the hospital in Utah. This is Utah. So if you saw the exit wound, it looked like it hit an artery, and just because me being around firearm, I know for the like when a round hits, travels with velocity and energy. So it's probably had at least about 900 pounds per square inch of energy. So imagine that going through your neck. It's going to shatter something and rip through there and cut some arteries. So you get it's the impact and then just the hit and then the impact of the shot. So you're hitting the artery. So if you getting hit in the chest or your neck, those are your vital organs right there. So you guys got to look at human anatomy straight up. So
Mm-hmm, okay. Thank you.
that's all it is. I'm dropping off in prayers. I just let's see what happens next.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. And because I didn't know what you was talking about. I thought you was saying somebody like cussed him out or something. You said he got that.
No,
So yeah, and I'm
Just give
no.
me
rambling
that.
about Ben Shapiro, and I'm not. I didn't. So it must have happened as I right before I went live or something. So thank you
Hmm.
for
But
mentioning that.
notice it, and I don't want to like now that it's from the North Carolina thing, which was bad and wrong. Now this just happened, and it's like that shooter had to been trained to do like this.
That's what
I
I'm
can make a
saying.
shot like I can make
It,
a shot like that. I can make a shot like that on iron sights instead of a scope. That right there, I want to know the background of this shooter right here. Thank God it was a white guy. I'm just saying, thank God it was a white guy, but supposedly, but well, it's going to get real. So
but that's what I'm saying. Like I think it was deliberate to deflect from the North Carolina talk. I don't know. I don't put nothing past.
anything could be but like I said, Charlie Kirk and speakers like the previous caller said, when you're that prominent, you got a target on your back.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, P Ray.
Hey, I'm
let me read
terrified
this.
right now.
336.
So,
I see you in queue. Just give me 1 second. Go ahead, P Ray.
so thank you, Miss Dana. It took me a little while to get here because my phone is ringing off the hook. This is terrifying because what we are doing right now is fighting against an international organization that is going to use every weapon in its arsenal to make us stop. Now, I do want to say this. First off, we have prayers for Charlie Kirk. But without Charlie Kirk, there would be no Chicago Red, there would be no P Ray on TV or any of that because my first experience with the conservative movement was at the Young Black Leadership Summit that was sponsored by Turning Point USA and Candace Owens. So
Mhm.
if they had not invited me to the White House in 2018, I would not have been able to do what I'm doing. However, I will say in the same breath, if you go back and you see my tweets, I've actually asked the president to make Charlie stop. I'm like, please tell Charlie stop. Charlie can't keep talking like this. This is not helpful for anybody. The things that Candace was saying were not helpful for anybody, which is why I tell people I can talk about Candace, right? But you can't talk about Candace because Candace has utility because Candace brought us all together at this event. This is absolutely terrifying. I'm here in the city of Chicago, and you all already know what's happening in Chicago. I'm the one saying, come on, Mr. Trump, we need help now. Please, please, please. And nobody's looking out for us. I've spoken to officials at the White House about the need for security. I've spoken to members of the Senate Judiciary Committee about the need for security as we are out here doing this work on our feet. I'm getting signatures to get on the ballot. So now I have to think about whether or not somebody wants to hit me in the back with a bullet. This is not a game, you all. I need you guys to pray for us like you have never prayed before because we don't know what this end game looks like. They have just started the deportation. Someone said, "Why am I terrified?" Because they could shoot me. You understand me? I am the face of these deportations in the city of Chicago. I'm the one that's like, yes, Mr. Trump, come on through. I've been on national TV talking about this every single day on multiple channels, on multiple network channels for the past 2 weeks. The only reason I didn't do TV today is because I'm sick and I'm all stuffy and sweaty and stuff. However, this is not a game. We really pray for Charlie Kirk, but based on what that man just told us, I don't think Charlie's gonna make it. My baby cousin Abraham got shot in the chest. If those chest wounds are very hard to come back from, but this is not right. This is political violence. This is what the left has been pushing for. This is what Congresswoman Maxine Waters said. You know, she's like, hey, if you see them, push them, make them feel uncomfortable, make them feel like they're nothing. They have been pushing this agenda of violence towards conservatives for over 4 years now, and now it's starting to come to fruition. This is terrifying, not only for me, but for any other conservatives. People in here saying, strap up. Absolutely, I'll strap up. But we have to know that Charlie could have had a gun on his hip. And even if he would have had a gun on his hip, that wouldn't have been able to stop those people from catching a bullet to the chest. This is not good, guys. But again, the liberals have been talking about being violent. They have been talking about being aggressive. They have been talking about blowing things up. This is socialism and communism, and that's how they get things done. The progressives, always remember, everybody, that the Ku Klux Klan was the guerrilla warfare arm of the Democrat progressives in the early 1900s. Antifa is the guerrilla warfare arm of the progressives today. And excuse me, the KKK walked so that Antifa could run. These people are very violent. They see that our team is winning. They see that we've been successful, and now they want to try to silence the voices. And that, friends, is terrifying. Everybody keep your hands to yourself. Please, it does not take all of this. You got your politics, we got our politics, but do not think that it's okay for you to just come and shoot people. Now, again, Charlie is problematic. Charlie is. I want everybody to hear that because I've been very public about that as well, especially during the election when he was doing all of that DEI talk. Oh, if I get on the plane and I see black people on it, I don't want to fly. When Hampton University got a whole aviation program, right? So that was making me angry. And I'm like, hey, please make this man stop. But with all of that being said, he did not deserve to be shot. And if they did this to Charlie, we don't know if there is a plot to do this across the country. We don't know what this looks like. I just got off the phone with Mark Carter right before I got on with you, because again, his phone is blowing up, and I just told him, hey man, chill out today. Stay in the house today. Be out the way today, Mark. Like, we know that we outside, we got
Well,
stuff
hold
to
on for
do,
a second, P. Right? Because
but this is not a game.
they're not shooting black people.
Well, we don't know that, Dana. We don't know that. All we know.
How about
No,
this? A target is a target.
yeah.
So, P. Ray, I'm friends with you on Facebook. You don't know. I'm friends with
Oh,
you on
hey, I
Facebook.
don't
You know
know.
who I am.
Well,
But,
shoot me a message and I'll see who you are. But you know, people.
I'm Jupiter.
Oh, hey, Jupiter,
Three.
yes.
But
So
anyway,
anyway, people are like, P-Ray, are
that's
you of
me.
foundational lineage? I got 4 Negro grandparents, okay? 3 from Mississippi and 1 from Illinois. This is not a game. Okay, guys, we had already been getting threats of violence before this happened. This is not a white people, black people issue. This is a Republican versus Democrat, conservative versus liberal. And I'm saying that the leaders of our movement need to heed right now. Safety or heed caution. This is not a game. 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 Don't think because you are a white person or because you're not white, then this will not happen to you. This could happen to any of us at any time. Sorry, Dana. It's just overstimulating because again, my phone is literally blowing up saying, "Are you okay? Stay in the house." It's a great thing that my house burned up and I'm living in an insurance house because people know my address because it's on my PAC information. So anyway, I said it to say it is scary, but continue to make your call. That number is 866 DHS2 ICE. Thank you, Dana.
Let me get to the phone call here. 336. 336, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
Patiently. Oh, I'm better now that you asked. Thing.
Wait, one
In
second. One
in light
second.
of your
1 second,
oh
336.
okay.
1 second. Jupiter and Pierre, can you hear the caller?
We can hear the caller very well.
Correct. I can
Cool.
hear him.
All right,
Yes,
go
I
ahead,
hear him.
336.
Oh, I just wanted to say before the show today. I wasn't aware of this information, but I think before we start celebrating, I actually my mind went straight to thinking that maybe this is some kind of like when Trump got it, it was kind of a conspiracy theory that it was a setup,
Well,
and maybe they're gonna use something like this.
who will be
Huh?
celebrating? Who's celebrating? Nobody's not celebrating.
But I am. I'm about to go get some steaks as soon as I see them. I'm gonna go throw them on the grill. I'm gonna
Why?
go break out
Why?
the old 44, the Raging Hunter, and squeeze off a few rounds.
Why are you
Huh?
celebrating?
Well, I mean, white people are shooting and trying to kill each other. That's one. I mean, that's enough reason to celebrate here in America.
So are black folk. So are black
Yeah,
folks.
so
That's uncalled for.
don't
No.
honestly, this is nothing to celebrate. Whether you like him or not, whether you disagree with him or not, this is nothing to celebrate because he has a family just like you do. He's a father. I don't know if you are, but he's still a human being. He's
They don't care nothing about our families.
How do you know?
They don't care.
But
What
sir,
do you mean?
I don't know you,
The-
sir. Wait,
I got
hold on.
eyes.
I don't know
Oh,
you.
go ahead.
So I don't care about you and I don't know you. So what? Are you going to try
What do
and shoot me? So that's not the point.
No,
It's the fact that you're celebrating because somebody got shot.
No, don't take it out. I didn't mean nothing towards you, dang. I didn't mean
No,
nothing like that towards you,
it's
dog.
not
Why would you take offense?
it's not about me. It's the fact that you're saying you're going to go celebrate because of white people.
Well, they celebrating. These are the same people now. These are the same people who called Tamir Rice a thug and saying George Floyd was a criminal and got what he deserved and all that.
But even
So
if even if Charlie Kirk called Tamir Rice a thug, he didn't do any harm to him or his family. He wasn't the
no,
one that did the harm to
Tamir
him.
Rice. You don't. His mama. He got a mom. Where's the sympathy to his mama? Her 12-year-old boy dead. He just got shot. He got killed. A 12-year-old boy. Where's our sympathy for our own people? That's disturbing to anybody who make that kind of comparison.
Okay, I see your point there. Listen, you can do what you want to do. I'm not, but it's just that for you to say, well, I'm celebrating because he called Tamir Rice a thug, I kind of get
No, it ain't just because of that, but that's just one.
That's just one.
Just one. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I get your sentiments, but it's like, you know what? I think for me personally, I'm not doing a tit for tat, so a child, Tamir Rice, shot and killed, and you call him a thug. And so listen, if you want to celebrate because Charlie Kirk got shot, then go ahead and celebrate it. Who am I to judge you? So let me take it.
I'm not, but I'm saying, but no, at the same time, say at the same time, don't judge me because I celebrate John Brown. Right. I celebrate John Brown.
That's why I said, I can't judge you.
So it ain't like that. It ain't like that now.
That's why I said, who am I to judge you? I can't judge you for you. You are entitled to, to your opinion, the same way he was entitled to say Tamir Rice was a thug, So yeah, you're right.
But I want to say something to y'all, Dana, about a lot of this generation of black people. Y'all in this generation, y'all more like y'all think that y'all American, right? But you don't understand the spirit of being an American. You understand? Like if this were like the American Revolution, the black people today would be America. The people from the Revolution, they're real Americans today. They would consider black Americans. If y'all were like if y'all the same today as you were then, you would be sympathizers to Britain. You would be British sympathizers.
No, I wouldn't.
Y'all would.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't.
How?
No, I wouldn't. Can me ask you something? I don't know you from a can of paint. Kudos, I'm 41. But anyway,
in the same
my thing is,
generation. I'm 49. Well, I'm 48, about to be 49. So what are you talking about, y'all?
yeah.
I don't.
So
I mean,
so
well, I
I
don't
don't
know
know the
where you
Stockholm
come up
syndrome.
from. I mean, where y'all was. I mean, where you get this idea from? You must be a bougie class or something. Judge you, I'm not
Boo!
saying in a mean way. I'm not
Bougie.
saying. I'm just saying you
No,
might be
no, sir. I got a question for you. What does it mean to get
maybe shit
Oh,
good.
class?
Wait, one second, P. Ray. Jupiter was saying something. Go ahead, Jupiter.
Okay.
I don't know you from a can of paint, sir. Like, look, I'm from Virginia, and I don't know and I guess the Stockholm syndrome or the moral compass is just way off the map of you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Look, okay, I've done my time in the military, so my family's lineage goes all the way back into early 1800s to the 1700s. So that American back in the Revolutionary War is a totally different America from right now. What you're getting at is just way off the reservation. Right now, I'm putting it to you like this. That's a person's life, no matter it was white, black, or indifferent. If it was a Pookie or a ninja off the street, would you have that same remorse? What have you have now? I'm just gonna ask you that question. That's a question, sir.
336. All right, let me.
Yes,
Yeah, he asked you a question. Did you hear him?
I can't hear nothing. No, I can't hear anything.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna simplify it. If it was a Pookie or a Ray
My
Ray or
name
some
is
ninja off the street that was jacking somebody, would you have the same remorse?
Oh, so you wait. Maybe he can't hear you guys. I don't know.
But hey, Jupiter, my name is Ray.
You,
Come up with somebody else's name.
But
I
I
don't
said
know.
beg your
my name
pardon?
is Ray Ray. Come up with another name.
Ray
what was the
Ray.
question?
You know what I meant, Pookie or a ninja off the street. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, 336. 336. He said, "Can you hear me, sir? Did you hear that? Did you hear a man say that to you?"
No, I can only hear you.
Oh, he going. What the hell is this? I
Okay.
don't know. All
Wow.
right, yeah.
Okay.
Let me
Never.
put you on mute for a second. It's another caller. Let me see something. 971
Hey,
97.
Dana, this is Dakota from Portland.
All right, hold on for a second. P.
Hey,
Ray,
Dana?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, caller, can you hear P. Ray?
Hello. Hi,
No, I
caller.
can't.
Say testing, P. Ray.
Testing 5 4 3 2 1.
No. They can't. I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, but you know what, caller, go ahead and speak what you want to say. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, Dana. Um, I don't get no satisfaction out of this. I'm just kind of shaking my head. I didn't even know about it. I was heading back home, and I heard it on the radio. He got shot, and but I just get kind of numb because a lot of our people we get we get shot at, and we don't get no sympathy. We get rhetoric. They're always trying to find something on us, and they always go back to our background. And but I just pray for just hope he pulls through. And but like he said a lot of stuff that it hurt the black community. And he kind of put a target on everyone's the black community back, like we're savages and we're thugs and we're always the problem. And so when I see this stuff, I just kind of shake my head. I'm just like, it's like, what are we doing? And sometimes, it's like now we got to watch our back now and look over our shoulders if this man don't pull through. And
Well,
and
they're confirming that he's passed away already.
I got a little comfortable today. I was going to the store with my earbud on. Now I got to look. I got to look all around now. And so when they say you just put out rhetoric is more powerful than me in your face. Now it's gonna hurt, but the type of sting that rhetoric does, it lasts for a lifetime because it puts propaganda in people's minds that, oh, there's that black person right there. Is that black person gonna rob me? Oh, he must be DEI. we have to work 10, 20 times harder now because just to be even somewhat equal in America. So when I see supposed to be a WS shooting Charlie Kirk, I mean, I don't know what to really say about that. I just shake my head like, man, this is life. We're losing our life for this. And I think people need to take a step back, and that's why a lot of black people just kind of start delineating and taking a step back. Like, I'm not marching. I'm not doing none of this stuff anymore. Y'all gonna have to handle it. I have to deal with on you guys' own since we were so much of a thug and so much of a DEI problem. Then you guys need to go handle that. So I just land my plane there.
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Dana, he died.
Yeah, where you
Yeah, they said
He
they're
passed.
confirming they saying they confirmed he's dead. That he's passed. They said he's passed. I don't think the news outlet wants to give it, but they're saying he's
who's saying
passed.
it? Where you
So
seeing it?
I'm seeing it in various sources, and like I said,
Stuff on
just
my
my
phone.
analysis. Look, they're saying
I'm in the circle. I'm in the turning point circle. Like I said, this is terrifying. Oh my God. Oh my Lord Jesus. Like I said, this is a slap in the face to the movement. Like I said, Charlie got problems, and I have said, Charlie, stop talking how you talking. But without Charlie, this movement would not exist. Charlie is the one who convinced President Trump to bring us all to the White House and do the Young Black Leadership Summit. You understand this, y'all? This is not just Charlie. They are fighting against a thought pattern. And we got our governor here in Illinois who said he was taking names of people who wanted to support the president. And I'm like, what do you mean taking names? What y'all got us on a whooping list? Like I don't understand. But this, friends, is horrible. Don't make this a white people issue. If you stand with conservatism in this country, you are now a target because they're going to start using violence to slow us down because we are winning so hard. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. This is horrible. This is, oh my God.
I'm just saying
I haven't seen no
it's
reports
not
that he's
confirmed, but as they're
dead.
seeing, I'm seeing reports yet. I'm just seeing it, but like I said, so I'm just seeing reports
This
now.
is what Trump put on Truth Social not too long ago.
Like I said, please don't quote me. I don't want nobody coming after me.
Yeah. Let me take it back here.
Yeah, I just got another text. Officially, he passed.
And they're going to try to case the location where they believe that shot was fired from. There's a forensic team that is already on that. Now we're a couple of hours after, so there's been some time for law enforcement to get on scene. Of course, initially, the first order of business was to try to clear the area, get everyone to safety. Campus is closed, classes are canceled, security and law enforcement are going to various classrooms and other places where students gather to try to safely get them away from the area at this time. We have not been alerted that it is all clear. We have not gotten any information that the threat is neutralized at this point.
All right, Anna Schechter. Anna, thank you so much. We'll come back to you for more information on CBS News 24/7 as we monitor this. Let's get to our breaking news correspondent, Chanel Call, in the CBS newsroom in New York. Chanel, what are you learning right now?
Well, we're just tracking some social media reaction to the shooting that took place at Utah Valley campus earlier today. I want to start with Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democratic.
All right, let me switch it to this one. Let's see what he's saying.
Hold on.
I'm trying to get to
Real America's Voice says Charlie Kirk has died.
Will you create me a sex offense at Segalily Elementary? You can go ahead and clear it. Show me consent.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Real America's Voice. All right, so Real America's Voice which is the OSINT technical post
Homeland's
this.
in contact
Real
with me.
America's
They
Voice, which is
sent
the
me
network
TFR,
that airs the Charlie
and
Kirk
we just
show,
have to have
says
that
Charlie
TFR
Kirk has
light
passed
be up here
on
to
their
enter the
screen.
building.
Okay?
So right now the TFR should be either in place or going directly.
Now, again, I can't verify this. Real America's Voice, which is a channel that airs the Charlie Kirk show, OSIN Technical posted about this, which I appreciate, has on their screen that Charlie Kirk has passed. So that's a second report that he has died. Again, I don't have, I'm waiting to hear other sources, but that's two. They also said on their screen, as OSINT Technical posted, Charlie Kirk assassinated. Yes, Real America's Voice, which is on YouTube, and they air the Charlie Kirk show.
Let's go to that one.
They're saying he has died.
Gina and Ben Berkram, if we can, guys. So bring it around the horn. And I'm going to throw this out here, and you guys debate it with me. Effective. He was hitting the right tones to bring young conservative people into the fold, to get involved in their country, and do it from a patriotic side versus the liberal side, which is we don't even know where they are. They're out in the wilderness right now. And because of his effectiveness, he became dangerous to them. We'll bring it around. Gina, you want to take that, and we'll pass it on to Ben after you?
Well, I think it goes right back to what you were saying, what John was saying, about the horrid rhetoric of the left trying to equate free speech with assault or bodily harm or murder. Those are not the same things. And in fact, free speech is what distinguishes us from animals, right? When animals are angry at the way someone is acting, they...
All right, so I don't know if y'all guys wanted to say anything. Apparently, they're calling it, saying that he was assassinated.
Yeah,
Charlie.
and I'm
Wait,
just
wait,
gonna, and I'm just.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
First off, again, rest in peace, Charlie. Like, y'all don't understand what it's like to be in this TPUSA circle. Okay, like I said, the Candace was a lot, okay? Candace was a whole lot. But without their leadership, this movement would not be functioning right now. I want everybody to understand that Charlie was problematic, but Charlie pulled us together. Okay, if it could happen to Charlie, it could happen to any of us with a platform that are saying things that these people don't like. That's my point, y'all. This is terrifying. Y'all see I'm sitting here sweating. I got my fan. Like, this is a lot for me right now. I'm sorry, maybe because y'all don't know, but for me, this is a lot. If Charlie can do it with all of the money and security and everything that he has for us people on the ground, y'all, we don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance right now. If you don't want to play for, and I just got to text, the White House confirmed Charlie passed too. So if you don't want to pray for Charlie, pray for us that's outside, y'all. Pay for us that are out here doing this work, trying to encourage our people, trying to tell them, come on, y'all, let's fight together under this flag because this is too much. Now, Charlie, like I said, Charlie do a lot. Candace did a lot, but they encouraged people like me to get involved, and now all of us got targets on our backs. This is not racial.
Where you see the White House saying that he passed? Because I'm on X.
Check the White House. Like I said, someone just texted to me and was like, the White House confirmed. So I don't know. I can't see nothing but you. All I'm getting is text messages. This is trauma for me right now, y'all. I'm in the middle of a traumatic breakdown in front of your whole audience.
But then don't be on camera having a breakdown.
It's okay. I'm not gonna fall out. But what I'm saying is, this is a lot. This is a whole lot because I'm in this circle. So go ahead, Jupiter.
It's all good. Y'all just need to take all this in right quick. And I'm just be honest with you. And I don't want to get on a long tirade. No matter what your side is, left, right, up, down, No, and that's like that woman said. The thing that separates us from the animals is are able to reason and use dialogue instead of using fists or weapons or whatever. And I'm just gonna say it like this. I saw in a chat, someone said, "How does this benefit the FBA movement?" Well, you know what? The FBA movement right now, we only are 13% of the population, or we barely that. And I'm gonna put it to you like this: y'all gonna have to pick a side, and then if you want to get in the middle of it, fine, or get removed out of it, or stay to the side, fine. But it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna have to pick a side, and you can stay neutral or just laugh at all you want, but you're going to have to pick a side. And like I said, and I'll land my plane with this. This was probably going to open up a lot of Pandora's box.
Right.
Hopefully not, but just probably will. But nobody, no matter what their beliefs is and their convictions are, no one deserves to get deleted. Period. And that's all I got to say. And you know that our founding fathers had sat in that room and debated and for days, even weeks and months, on how to get the perfect constitution. It wasn't perfect, but we should be able to express free ideas and free thinking instead of just putting a bullet to it. But it's going to get, like I said, we'll wait and see. But it's going to be a stormy brewing. You can go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, so I don't see, except for that YouTube channel that said he was assassinated, nobody is not saying that. And that's because, and whoever says right now that he's dead, they just want to be the first to say it. And that's what I don't like about media. You know, but
Yeah, that's right. TMZ will do.
Right. So, and it's like, and people don't have all the facts of exactly, you know, what is going on. So, because they're saying critical condition, you don't want to call it because they need to notify family. Wife has to be there to, I think the wife or family has to be there to give permission to announce it publicly or something. It's a procedure with that. So, you know, I think people need to just stop jumping the gun with certain things and deeper than, oh, I want to be the first to say he's dead. You know, this.
And I don't want that, but just looking at but like me knowing
Okay,
ballistics,
so
I'm
now
just being
now
honest with you.
Mario on X has confirmed he's dead. Now, I would say his stuff is kind of legit, but Mario on X breaking Charlie Kirk confirmed dead. Announcement came just hours after chaos. Details surrounding his death. Okay.
You know he's from Chicago or the Chicago suburbs, so I'm gonna check out the fume. Let y'all know.
Yeah, real Texas conservative said he's dead. So no, it's a process, but yeah,
That was
I
a
just
major
looking at it.
artery
There's
that
just no
got
way he
hit,
would have
and
survived it.
he was a professional.
Yeah,
Yeah, notify next of kin.
yeah. I
Thank
mean,
you,
no, it looked like
C-Dub.
it looked like about 200 yards. That's not far. That's not far. Just any dexterity, I can train you guys to do that from 200 yards, or at least about 250 meters.
Jupiter, I'm gonna come to Virginia to the Commonwealth so you can help me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that shot, that shooter looks like he was a professional.
Well, we got all kind of people here in the country.
I saw the video when the bullet hit and that was
Yeah, the exit
artery.
wound.
That
Yeah,
was your carotid artery that was gushing out like that. That's a major artery. He knew that was a professional sniper. And that's why I'm like, this was planned. Now, who planned it? Now, it could be either side. It's either Democrat or Republicans. When I'm saying that, I'm talking about these wealthy private people that know how to create a situation. So this is not the first time. And yes, I would say he was assassinated. He was the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, that's yeah.
He was a sacrificial lamb for whatever or whoever agenda. Now, was it the right so that they can say, okay, we need death penalty, we need to pass this law, we need this or whatever in their favor, or was it the left to move the conversation from the Ukrainian girl and say gun violence this or whatever? So
Yeah, but
he was
that's not going to work because everybody's going to be, armed all up. No, I put it like this. Just wait till the dust settles and then see who's pulling the strings and stuff. That's what I would say.
Thank you, David. He said, if any of us have been shot by government forces, what would Kirk say about our death? Yeah, that's a good question. What would he say? I'm not saying it, but the fact is that,
Remember, the government doesn't leave any loose ends.
no, he's saying, what would Charlie Kirk say if it was a prominent black person who was shot?
He would probably make it about gang violence. He would say that this is who we are. We're a bunch of thugs and degenerates. So I'm not going crazy over Charlie Kirk. I'm going crazy over the fact that a MAGA leader was assassinated in broad daylight in the United States of America. That's what we should focus on. Like I said, Charlie's problematic. Charlie is problematic. I will never shy away from that because I've always been vocal about that, which is why I pushed away from TPUSA. However, if you speaking politically can result in somebody putting a bullet in your neck, then we got to have a conversation in the United States of America. Political violence is not okay. That's what we should focus on. Not
remember,
folks, not Charlie, but the fact that conservatives are dominating the conversation and now they're being met with violence.
Now remember, he did speak out against Israel. He was starting to get the light now. He was starting to get the head on a swivel on what they were doing. But I met Eric Bolin. He's a very good guy. But he was starting to speak about that. So we'll see.
Do you think he was assassinated? Do you think
Yes.
this was an assassination?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, what
Absolutely.
influence did he have that made people nervous? That
Oh.
could change the trajectory of whatever.
Again, Dana, we have Chicago red because of TPUSA. If I did not go to the White House in October 2018, I never would have started Chicago red. I never would have started Black Chicago for Trump. I never would have had Black Excellence Hour. I wouldn't be on doing all this stuff, telling Black folks in Chicago, leave these Democrats alone. Not him himself, but he set the foundation for people like me to come out. So that's the influence. That's why I'm saying this is crazy to me. I'm not a Charlie fan, but the work that he did at TPUSA birthed the modern conservative movement, and we got to give him that credit. So that's why I'm thinking they wanted to get rid of him because he was effective.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
for the right.
But he was going into other spaces like black spaces, and then he was trying to go into other spaces, have dialogue, even unknown spaces. But and that was a good thing, but this is very young, 31 I believe. So God,
I thought he was older than that. Okay.
No, he's young.
For his age, very mature.
Yeah, and he's from Chicago or from the Chicago suburbs. So I know people who know Charlie. So sometimes if Charlie would get out of order, he's from Winnetka. So I would tell them like, yo, tell Charlie, slow down. This making it hard for us on the street. How long I'm going to be out here telling people, come with Trump, come over to the Republicans, and Charlie up there talking mess. Make Charlie stop. You understand? So again, he had his issues, but I think that we really have to give him the value that he deserves. Charlie was able to host 3 events at the White House that I went to. Now, all these people that talking, who is Charlie? You ain't never been able to get nothing arranged in the White House. But Charlie did. Charlie opened the door for us for this to happen. For everything that's happening right now, this whole movement that's happening was birthed out of Charlie's movement. This young guy from the northern suburbs of Chicago. So again, to my conservatives out here, y'all lock your doors, please. Please, please, please. We don't know what this is. Give it 7 days. But just be aware that now they are doing what they told us that they were going to be doing for years, which is attacking us.
So, David, thank you again for the super chat. It says people get deleted every day for the people on the panel. Why would Charlie be exempt from violence in the USA?
Who want to be violent? Who want to take violence as a normal thing? I'm on the west side of Chicago. People get shot every day. You know what I'm saying?
I just find it disingenuous that people that are applauding this has anybody seen true violence before? Like true violence had been among true violence, like barbarism violence. Yeah, think true y'all think this is a joke. Like barbarism violence, like we'll go back to the Apaches scalping and skinning and leaving out there for your body to rot and corpse, and so you'll find the next soul. That is not funny. That is real.
This is real.
Like it's like people think this is a joke.
Let me bring in this caller 1 second. 920, hello.
Corpse, and so you'll find the next
920.
soul. That is not funny. That is real.
Okay.
Real.
Like
You need to mute the show. You have my show. The show running. You need to mute the show. You need to mute it. Let me see. Let me check again. 920.
that is not funny. That is real. Real.
All right. I don't know what's going on. How do I let that person go? I don't know. I guess they could stay muted. Oh, wait a minute. Is it here? Let's see. This. And I don't know how do you drop them? I don't know. I'll just keep them muted. Okay, they left. Yeah. I don't have time for that. People be doing too much. And that's the problem. Thank you, David. Again, okay, so the Jupiter person did not answer the question and just filibuster. Stay blessed.
Shout out to Dave.
Okay, yeah, the cognitive dissonance of that response is just like, sure, guy, what, way ahead of you.
Dave is good people. I love you, Dave.
You are the last party in the conference.
This
Line muted. Line unmuted.
I can't stand that. So what David was saying, if any of us have been shot by government forces, what would Charlie Kirk say about our death? I think that's a valid question.
I'm telling you, he would call my death if I got shot right here on the West Side doing some Trump stuff. Charlie would say that I was shot by thugs and degenerates, and our community is trash, and we don't got nothing but shooters, and we're protecting the shooters because we are low moral people. That's what Charlie would say. I know him. I've been around him 7 years. So that's what he would say, but we're not
That is
about
why,
Charlie.
and that is probably why certain people, were saying, hey, if it can happen to all these other people, random people who are not on social media or who are not popular, why not? Why can't it happen to him? He's not the exception. For anything, he is making himself to be a target.
But he has the right to have
Look at
that opinion.
overseas, like
That's the thing about it. He has the
look at
right to have that opinion. He has the right to say what he wants to say. It is not okay for anybody to be shot, because I don't know if the people who are saying this understand. But when you get shot, like I just said yesterday on Hannity, it hurts to put your people in the ground. This family is suffering. I don't find pleasure in watching people be hurt. No. This is a political, remove Charlie from the situation. Remove Charlie and just think of it as a conservative was executed today in broad daylight because of his political beliefs. That's not okay. Anybody that think that's okay, how? How all this mess y'all sit up and talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z? What if the Beehive came and shot y'all up because y'all talking about stuff? Like, okay. Oh my God, y'all. This is a lot. Like I said, I'm not a Charlie fan, but as the face of this movement in the city of Chicago, it is a little alarming as a leader, because we don't know who else gonna get shot. We don't know if they got a list. We don't know if this is a movement. We don't know anything.
yeah, he died.
Sorry, Dave.
But that's true though. Like, yeah, I have to agree with you there. I wanted to share this. This is what Trump just said posted on Truth Social. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but yeah. I mean, this is life. Let's not play dumb. This is life. People die every day, B.
People die every day, B. But like I said, we don't know if this a list. We don't know if this a movement. And if I get shot, y'all bet not be on here talking about, well, that's what P. Ray get for liking Trump.
Some people probably will say because you are a public figure.
Oh, this is terrifying. I'm sorry.
Anytime they want, nobody is safe. Yeah, nobody is safe.
Nobody is safe. But this is interesting for me. Like I said, for me, that's on TV every day doing this. Now, if you just a lay person and you just out here doing your thing, that's different. But if you are on the national platform and you see another national leader that's on the same type of or similar time, because I ain't on the time he on, but also similar time that you on, this is scary. This is scary, Dana. I'm telling you, this is terrifying because he's from here. I can see if he was from like Georgia, but no, he's right from the Chicagoland area. So what if this is something that they're doing for these Chicago people? Because Chicago is leading the conversation, and we were very successful in deracializing this whole immigrant situation. So now that we are winning, now that the president is here, now that we got all this stuff going, how we know that we ain't next?
I ain't next.
I ain't next. And in the mighty name of Jesus, I ain't next. I ain't next. I ain't next. I ain't next. But it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, I don't know. So, I didn't even reach 2 hours yet. Let's hear some of what they're saying on the news here. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
but
again,
I'm sorry. What
President Trump confirmed.
1 second. What'd you say?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, play it. I mean, I'm just like my condolences, seriously.
My condolences. Somebody said don't make
understanding of conservative issues. He's a true hero, and the fact that he was literally assassinated today is incredibly tragic. We have seen death now in so many ways, so publicly that it's almost shocking that to witness a murder on video. It doesn't even shock the conscience anymore. It's truly amazing that we can witness the most.
All right, Randy, I got to cut you off real quick. Stay with us, Randy. I have to cut you off because we're seeing Mike Johnson right now step to the microphone. I'm going to get your reaction in just a little bit, but I want to take us out here. So this is just a swearing in. So obviously this is unfolding. Potentially we could get some questions immediately in the aftermath of it, but right now just a swearing in. Let's listen in to see if we have any comments, though.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
How old's Mateo? He'll be 5 at the end of this month. Yeah. It's great. His first child? Yes. Yeah. He's a wild guy.
That's great. You got a long career here and a short drive home.
That's right. Yeah, I hope to. Yeah.
Glad you're here. We'll try to get everybody under control here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doesn't look like he's going to answer any questions right now. That was just a swearing in of the new member there of Congress. And obviously, he may not even gotten the news as of yet that President Trump saying Charlie Kirk no longer with us, passing away after this fatal shooting at this event there on that college campus in Utah. Again, this is just a live picture right now. Randy, I hope you're still with us. But as we kind of shift back gears to us, this is a very much an active scene, potentially a shooter on the loose, a manhunt right now. What is going through?
Can you guys still hear that?
Yes, I can. I'm just like I was. I'm just digesting all this, and it's just like this is. We'll have to wait and see what's going to be the after effects, the second, third, fourth, fifth after effects, because this is going to get real. Like, really, this is probably going to open up a Pandora's box. And all the people, and especially these people in these comments, it's like cheering this on. Would you guys have the same energy if it was another black person getting shot? It was. I'm just being honest with you, and I mean, you can call me Sambo Coon and all that stuff, but this is at the end of the day, this is a person's life, no matter what color it is. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The midterms, and people don't understand how important the midterms is. It's going to be a bloodbath, the midterms. So this is not the first major incident that this is not the only major incident that we're going to be seeing now until November of next year. And the
Yeah.
Democrats, the only reason why I will never support Democrats I will never be a Democrat. I would never vote for a Democrat, because they use the narrative of race, of oppression. I'm on your side to help you, but their actions do the complete opposite. So they are, by any means necessary, they will burn down this country. They will do whatever. They have not done anything for black people. And let's just look under the Biden-Harris administration. We don't got to go too far back. Let's just go back to the Biden-Harris administration. They haven't done anything for black people, but they always want to talk black issues. But the Democrats will create all different type of scenarios just so that they can win. And it's chaos, right? What do they say? What was the saying? Is victory
Chaos. I have no idea. I don't know anything you're trying to say.
People intentionally cause chaos.
Yeah, they call you chaos agents, all those boule shields and stuff like that.
But it's bigger than that. It's way beyond a black politician grade level. When you cause chaos to deflect people from what is really going on. So
misdirection. That's what it's called. I think you're trying to say misdirection
it's
or
saying
something.
that something about war and chaos is I don't know. Who is this? P-Ray?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
No, your phone sounds static a little bit. All right, go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Chaos is the ladder, something to that effect, something with chaos. I don't know. I know I have to order out of chaos. Yeah, you cause chaos to go up the ladder. It's the saying now. I have to get it together, and I know I gotta walk my dog soon, but Jupiter, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the P-Ray phone. It was just a little staticky, P-Ray. Let me just play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna shut this down.
All right, guys, Kirby 32 here. Check it out. Sitting over here in the home office. Moving out of the north. We're going to be working in North Carolina. And speaking of North Carolina, there's a couple things I want to talk to everybody about. One is I live in Charlotte. Okay.
Well, what is that noise?
That young
I'm just watching something.
Oh.
Yes, mine. Yeah, I'm about to sign off, but if you're coming on later on, I'll come on.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it because I have to walk my dog and I have some things to do. Somebody said no audio. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Jupiter.
All right, I'll come on later if you come on.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right. I have to walk my dog. I gotta walk the dog. He's going crazy. And I think I'm gonna start moving my Wednesday show to later. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But listen, God bless. He was a believer. So yes, he is in the bosoms of the arms of Jesus Christ, honey. He was a believer. So if you believe, he's in a better place. And let me say this to everyone else who has lost a loved one in a horrific manner, or just natural causes. God bless you and your family. Because what I'm not going to do is just say, oh, poor him. And honestly, I don't think he will want you to be like, oh, poor him. If you are a believer, you welcome in Jesus. You're walking into the light. You believe in heaven. You are in a better place. And that should give people comfort, especially his family. And, so yeah. But for us still here on earth, this is hell. This is hell. People who pass away, they already ascended to heaven. This is hell that we're living in. And we don't know what's going to happen next. Who's the next target? We don't know. So, I don't know. I may come back later on tonight. It's unfortunate. He was young. It's tragic. Takara Thompson, that's tragic. The Ukrainian refugee that was killed on a subway, that's tragic. It's all of it is tragic. And anybody else and anyone else, who died tragically. The children in Gaza, the Palestinian children in Gaza, that's tragic. So I'm not going to sit up here. First of all, he's not no martyr in my head. He's not a hero in my mind. But what's more tragic than him are the innocent babies and kids and women and men that will bomb to death, starve to death all over the world. And the little black kids in America that's going through whatever, or just American period. So it's bigger than him. It is bigger than him. But when you in this politics is very dirty. It is very evil. It is. But this is hell. I don't care what. There's no such thing as heaven and hell. No, we're in hell. We just have to pray that when it's our time to go, we ascend to heaven. No worries, P. Ray. And thank you to Jupiter for coming on. David, thank you so much for calling in and donating throughout the show. And of course, P. Ray, love her the pieces. I want to really thank her for coming on, because we were supposed to talk about something totally different. Thank you. I want to thank her for coming on and sharing her story and her interaction with Charlie Kirk. And all you guys listening in the chat, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys so much. I really do have to go run some errands, and it's a lot of things that I have to do. But stay blessed, stay safe, and stay prayed up, right? Love on your family and love yourself. Because if no one don't love you, you can't love no one unless you love yourself first. how I used to say that. What did I say? Love yourself first, because if you don't love you, no one else will. Something to that effect. I don't know. The upper room. Oh boy. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I may come back later on tonight, but we'll see that episode of Injustice for All drop tomorrow and holding a panel this Friday. All right, guys.